If you're on Social Security, SSDI, SSI, SNAP, or VA benefits, what I'm about to explain matters for your wallet in a very real way. Huge premium hikes are coming in 2026, and these increases are so large that they will eat up a big part of the COLA raise people are counting on. For millions of older Americans, disabled adults, low-income families, and anyone already stretching every dollar, this isn't just another headline. This affects how much money you actually take home and how much you have left for groceries, rent, medication, and basic daily needs. And the tough part is that these increases are happening at the same time as rising prices everywhere else, which means even with a COLA increase, your budget might feel tighter instead of better. I've gone through the official releases and the numbers so you don't have to, because they can be confusing and sometimes even misleading at first glance. What's happening with Medicare, employer insurance, and Affordable Care Act plans all connects to policy decisions and cost changes behind the scenes that most people never hear about. My goal is to break this down clearly and calmly so you understand exactly what this means for you and what you can realistically do to prepare. Think about someone like Linda, a retired grandmother living on a fixed income. She gets a little under $2,000 a month from Social Security. She's been waiting for the 2026 COLA because every bit helps with rising rent and higher food prices. But now she's learning that her Medicare Part B premium is jumping almost 10%, which takes nearly a third of her COLA raise right off the top. Before she even sees the money, it's already gone. And Linda is not alone. This situation is happening to about 64 million people on Medicare next year, and millions more with private insurance through their jobs or the ACA marketplace. Here's what we're going to walk through together. We're going to break down the Medicare Part B increase in plain language, including how it affects your Social Security check. We'll talk about the employer insurance hikes coming for workers and families, and what the massive 26% price jump means for people buying insurance through the Affordable Care Act. I'll explain who is most affected, why these increases are happening, what this means for people on fixed incomes or multiple benefit programs, and the practical steps you can take right now to avoid being caught off guard. Whether you're retired, disabled, a veteran, a caregiver, or relying on SNAP to get through the month, you'll hear how this impacts you. The Medicare premium increase is one of the biggest concerns for people on Social Security. In 2026, the Part B premium is scheduled to rise from $185 to $202.90 per month. That's a jump of $17.90 every month, or about $214 a year. The average Social Security benefit is expected to rise by about $53.76 per month from the 2026 COLA. But here's the issue. About a third of that COLA automatically disappears because of the Medicare premium hike. So even though the COLA is 2.8%, the real increase you feel in your pocket is closer to 2.1%. And when you compare that to rising rent, food, utilities, and medical costs, it's easy to see how seniors could end up falling behind instead of getting ahead. If you rely on SSDI or SSI and have Medicare due to disability, these same changes apply to you. And if you're a low-income senior whose state Medicaid program helps pay your Medicare premiums, those state programs are going to feel enormous pressure. States are already stretched thin, and this unexpected Medicare cost spike could push some states to scale back support or tighten eligibility rules. That has a ripple effect across the whole healthcare system, especially in rural hospitals and clinics that depend heavily on Medicare and Medicaid reimbursements. For people who get health insurance through an employer, the news isn't much better. Costs are projected to rise about 9% in 2026, which is the highest increase in 15 years. If your family share of premiums is around $6,800 a year now, you could see that go up by over $600. And that's just the premium. Deductibles and copays could still rise separately. Many workers are already using most of their paycheck on bills, kids' needs, gas, and groceries. A premium increase this large means some families will have to choose between cutting back on essentials or switching to plans with higher deductibles, which can lead to bigger bills later in the year. And for people buying insurance through the Affordable Care Act marketplace, the situation is even more urgent. Total premiums are expected to rise by a staggering 26%. At the same time, enhanced premium tax credits, the thing that keeps plans affordable for millions, are set to expire. That means out-of-pocket premiums could more than double in some cases. Families who already feel squeezed could see their entire COLA increase wiped out before they even pay for groceries or utilities. This is something we've never seen at this scale before. For many households, this could force difficult decisions about whether they can afford coverage at all. Let's take a breath here because I know this is a lot. And if your first thought is, how am I supposed to handle all this? You're not alone. Millions of people are asking the same question, and that's why staying informed is so important. There are steps you can take, options you might not know about, and programs that can help, especially if you understand what's coming ahead of time. For many people, the first practical step is simply understanding how these changes will show up in your monthly check or your bills. If you receive Social Security retirement, SSDI, or survivor benefits, your Medicare Part B premium is automatically deducted before you ever see your payment. So when your Social Security deposit arrives, it may look like your raise is smaller than expected. Nothing is wrong with your account. That's just the premium increase taking a big bite out of the COLA. If you also have Medicare Part D or a Medicare Advantage plan, those premiums may change too, depending on your plan. It's worth checking your plan's annual notice or logging into your account to see if anything else is increasing so you're not surprised later. If you're a veteran receiving VA disability benefits and also receiving Social Security, you might feel these premium increases in a different way. Your VA payments won't be touched, but your Social Security check could be smaller than you hoped. Many veterans rely on both programs to cover rent, utilities, and medical costs outside the VA system. When premiums go up faster than benefits, it can mean less room for copays, gas to get to appointments, or everyday necessities. It's completely understandable to feel stressed about that, but knowing ahead of time lets you plan before those changes hit. People using SNAP or EBT may also feel the ripple effect. Even though SNAP benefits themselves won't shrink because of Medicare premiums, when your money gets tighter, food budgets get tighter too. Some families end up relying more heavily on SNAP toward the end of the month, or they run out sooner than before. If that sounds familiar, it could help to check your state's SNAP updates near the start of the year because several states adjust income rules, utility allowances, or deduction rules that may influence your monthly benefit. Here's the good news, and it's important to hold on to it. Even small raises do help. For some people, that extra $20 or $30 left after premiums can mean covering a copay without panic or buying more fresh food instead of skipping meals. Small changes matter when every dollar counts. People on combined programs, like someone who receives Social Security and also qualifies for Medicaid or a SNAP, may still see multiple positive adjustments across programs next year. They may not be huge, but they can add up in a meaningful way. Now let's talk about some of the downsides honestly, but calmly, so you can prepare without feeling overwhelmed. The biggest challenge is that benefits are not rising as fast as health costs. This means your COLA may not keep up with rent, groceries, medical bills, or utilities. Another challenge is the benefits cliff that can happen when a small increase puts someone slightly over an income limit, causing them to lose certain programs like Medicaid or lower-cost ACA plans. If you're close to an income cutoff, this is a good time to review your eligibility or talk with a benefits counselor so you don't accidentally lose help you rely on. And for people buying ACA coverage, the expiration of enhanced premium tax credits may create sudden, unexpected premiums. Thousands of families are expected to face those decisions next fall during open enrollment. Now for some practical steps you can start taking now. The first one is to check your Medicare premium deductions and Social Security payment schedule so you know exactly what to expect. If you have an online Social Security account, take a moment to log in and look at your estimated 2026 benefits once updates are posted. If you're on the ACA marketplace, make sure your contact information is up to date because you'll get notices about your 2026 premiums later next year. If you're worried you might lose Medicaid because of income changes, reach out to your state's Medicaid office or a benefits counselor and ask whether your category of coverage is protected or whether you might qualify under another category if needed. If you're struggling with rising costs already, look into programs like SNAP, LIHEAP for utility help, or local rental assistance. Many people qualify without realizing it. Let me give you a few simple, real-life examples to make all this feel more grounded. A senior living alone might use the remaining part of their COLA to finally afford a better brand of medication that works more reliably. A veteran with a fixed budget could use the extra few dollars to cover their monthly copay without dipping into savings. A single parent working low-wage hours might be able to use their small increase to put a little more food in the house or cover school supplies. These aren't luxuries, they're basic needs, and even small improvements can bring a little peace of mind. I want to close by saying this clearly. None of this is your fault. Needing help does not make you weak. Millions of people across the country are facing the exact same pressures. You are not alone in this. These systems are complicated, and the cost of living keeps rising faster than most benefits. But staying informed, taking advantage of every resource available, and planning ahead when you can make a difference over time. You deserve stability, you deserve dignity, and you deserve support. If you found this helpful, I hope you'll subscribe so you don't miss updates about Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, SNAP, Medicare changes, and anything else that affects your monthly income. Share this with someone you care about who's on benefits so they don't get blindsided by these premium hikes. And if you feel like it, tell me in the comments what state you're watching from. We're building a community here where people can stay informed and not feel alone.